Ladies and gentlemen, Edwin Shapiro.
Edwin.
Thank you all for being here. First, let me congratulate those that received the awards. I never did, but I came close. I once got a letter saying I had an outstanding book order. Well, I can't in a few minutes summarize 35 years. I do have very, very sweet memories of the students, but mainly of the faculty, and present, past, and believe me, there are a lot in the past. You've all been very, very nice to work with. And I know that I perhaps should wait till you roast one of the other people who spoke, but I don't know if I'll be around, so I just have to get in a barb or two. And normally save the best for the last, so I'll start with Steve. I first of all recall a very fond memory. I visited Steve in the hospital when he had an angioplasty, and his lovely wife Patty treated me to lunch. And we got back and told Steve his vital signs went off the chart. It went code blue. And also I remember what has always impressed me about Steve has been his intellect, his brilliance. On his first sabbatical here, he went to Spain, and he wrote a paper on the optimal location of a children's summer camp in Spain, which explains why when Google and I went to Spain in July of '99, there were so many kids running around the basement of El Prado. Well, I think enough, as many people say, enough of Steve. And then, well, we have, let's see, we have Nick and Parado. And Nick said that we never had a harsh word between each other. Well, the reason was I didn't want to get shot in the kneecap. And then Dave Scalise, who said, as he said, I've known him longer than anybody else here. He was my teaching assistant. And I always thought that he played soccer for USF. And every Monday morning he'd come in and say he scored over the weekend. Well, no. Dave and I have a lot in common. We share the same moral values, which explains why each of us have half as many as a normal person. And let's see, Bill Murray. Hi, Bill. Bill to me is a consummate university professor. Pensive, thoughtful, deep. And I've had many, many conversations with him, and I've learned so much from him. The most important thing was that on Mondays there's a complimentary breakfast in the Now, there are many others who I will spare. These are but let's see. Alev. I forgot Alev. How could I forget Alev? He is one of my closest friends here. And what a workhorse. I get here very early in the morning, and I always find Alev in his office, which is right opposite mine. His is the first face I saw in the morning, which explains why I had my breakfast before I came here. So, with this, I think I first would like to thank faculty, but also Dennis. His problem is he's a guy who just can't say no. He bends over backwards for the faculty. And Gene. Gene was my student, I think 34 years ago, in an MBA Management Science course. And I've had a great feeling of guilt for the last 30 years. I gave Gene an A-. And it wasn't until some time later I found that my abacus had a virus. Asian flu. And he really deserved an A. And who knows to what heights he could have ascended if it hadn't been. And finally, Gary. Gary, who has exhibited the patience of Job with me. I told him I was going to retire 2 years ago in 2003. But at the very end, after the university had gone to expend great time, effort, and money, I told him and asked him if I could change my mind. And when he came to, he said he would be delighted to have me. And even this year, he gave me until the very last minute to make up my mind. He never forced me. He was most gracious. And he made me feel wanted. Now, feeling wanted to a middle-aged man is very important. Thanks, Gary. Well, now, Steve wanted me to make this fast because he didn't use valet parking. He's on the street. Tipping to Steve is a city in China. So, with that, I will say not goodbye. I'm sure I'll see you all. It's been a great gig.